They came together to illustrate their message. It's time for Democrats to come together. Today here in Washington, top Democratic leaders stood side by side to show their party stands with Barack Obama and against John McCain. In attendance at the Democrats' headquarters were the Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid, the House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, the Democratic Party Chairman Howard Dean, among others. But despite this show of unity, there remains one question of whether or not Obama can count on one key constituency. And joining us now, Democratic Senator Barabara Boxer of California. Senator, thanks very much for joining us.
Thanks for having me on the show.
How angry are some of those Hillary Clinton supporters, especially women who worked so passionately for her and feel she was the victim of sexism, dirty tricks, and a lot of other bad things over the course of these many months?
I think there are some Hillary Clinton supporters who said that she was not treated fairly by the press, and of course they can show us some instances of that. There are many Barack Obama supporters who feel that he was certainly not treated well by the press. So, you know, frankly, this is what you're going to deal with in such a spirited, unbelievably close race.
But the question is, can you bring those Hillary Clinton supporters around to actually support Barack Obama? Because you've seen the exit poll numbers. A nice chunk of them say they're not going to vote for him. Some of them even say they're going to vote for John McCain.
As much as people in the media love to bring about bad news, let me tell you what I think. I think as soon as everyone takes a hard, cold look at these two candidates and what they represent and what they believe in, particularly the women will flock to Barack Obama's side, not only because of his life story, the fact that he is married to a working woman who's had to balance all these, demands, the fact that he was raised by a single mom and a lot by a grandma. I think they will gravitate toward him for that, but also when they look at the records of the two men, and I would just say I double-checked John McCain's record. He is a zero on a woman's right to choose. Now, you have to be pretty far right to be a zero on a woman's right to choose.
He opposes abortion rights, and Obama supports abortion rights, but that's an important issue, obviously, for a lot of women, a lot of men out there as well. But go ahead and make your point.
Well, let me make my point. He wants to criminalize the right to choose. He wants to overturn Roe v. Wade. That will take us back to before the 70s. He has a zero record on funding the victims of domestic violence. He has a zero record on equal pay for equal work. He didn't even show up for the last vote we had on equal pay for equal work. So the fact is, yes, there are some people who are hurt and they feel bad, and I get it. Look, I've been in tough campaigns myself where I've had to support someone who won a primary and I was so sad about it. But you've got to look at where we are. This isn't about me. It's not about the angry voter. And by the way, as far as the women are concerned, the women shouldn't be angry. They should be proud, because that glass ceiling has been shattered. Hillary said it herself. It's been shattered by her, and it's been shattered by Barack.
Well, let me ask you this, because there was a Democratic unity event up on Capitol Hill today. The leadership all got together. How difficult, though, is it going to be to take these various wings of the Democratic Party and really unify them going forward?
Well, I'm telling you, I think things are so bad in this country right now, whether you look at gas prices, food prices, the war in Iraq, the foreclosure situation, people can't afford tuition. We have all of these terrible domestic problems, and we have a war with no end in sight. And the way people view us in the world has never been lower. The table is set for a Democratic victory, and I do believe that we Democrats, the independent voters, and many Republicans really want change.
One final question about California. Some are suggesting, given Arnold Schwarzenegger's popularity out there, twice elected Republican, moderate Republican, working now hard for John McCain, he can maybe help that state go Republican this time around. Is that a dream that the Republicans have, or is there any seriousness to it?
Well, of course it's a dream that they have, but I would like to shatter it at this very moment by saying that, Arnold has... I really like Arnold as a person, but his ratings now are way down in the 30s, about 34, maybe low 40s, but certainly I think more like upper 30s. The Republicans are very unpopular at home. George Bush is unpopular. People in my state are very sophisticated. They're not going to vote for someone because I tell them to, or Arnold does, or Maria Shriver does, or my husband does. Here's the point. They know the state of the nation today. California is suffering mightily from many of the problems, a recession, housing problems, the war in Iraq. We've lost more than any other state. So we want change. So of course the Republicans will try. I would never take California for granted for 30 seconds, but I think at the end of the day, we'll be bluer than ever because we have a great candidate. They have a candidate who would take us back to the past, doesn't represent the future, and that's what I think.
Senator Boxer, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
And the McCain campaign is immediately responding to something we just heard Senator Boxer say. Regarding the senators claiming that McCain gets a 0 on women's issue, the McCain campaign sent CNN this statement, and let me read it to you. Senator Barabara Boxer is misguided. Not only is she off base in many of her charges about John McCain's record, Senator Boxer ignores the fact that Barack Obama opposes school choice for families, flexible health care for women, but supports unconditional meetings with rogue leaders and higher taxes on family budgets. All of those are key issues for women. The immediate response from the McCain campaign.